or audio? You don't say. Thanks, Zoom. And thanks to Anchor for, yep, using you guys as a mirror again. Thanks to Anchor for the platform. It's really a fun platform. Welcome to Nikki Nights. So today is an extra touching episode, I feel, approaching, because this is somebody that I've gotten to work with. A lot of my guests I've gotten to work with, but this was a special project that came about for me. All of my projects hold a really deep place in my heart. All of them mean something different. Everything from Hairspray to Valmont for MTV to, it's, when people say, what's your favorite project? I'm like, I can't pick one because it's like picking a favorite child. I can't do that. I mean, maybe you can, but if I was a parent, I couldn't. So I can't pick a favorite project. I'm actually going to ask my guests that if they have a favorite project, because I feel like it's such a tricky question, because there really is no correct answer. Each one means something different. It's like a different relationship. You learn something new from each relationship in your life. And you realize that some people are meant to be there for a reason, or a season, or a day, or, sometimes. I'm just texting Alex. I said, I'm ready, I'm in. Um, so tonight I'll also be on Shar Vision. I'm really excited. Yesterday's guest, Shar Margolis, is going to be there, and I'm going to be chatting with her about all things otherworldly, really. And I'm really thrilled to be chatting with Shar, because I know that she probably sees a lot of great things coming for the future, hopefully. And I know that one person is out there, just doing everything in their power to make sure that a change is seen. And Alex Newell, my love, that is you. I cannot wait to chat with you. Alex and I did a movie called Geography Club about, oh gosh, wow. Do I dare say it was back in like 2014 maybe? Alex, oh my god, I have to look. When was Geography Club, the movie, filmed? Here's Geography Club. 2013, I was right. Thank you. Okay, so I'm not that far off base. That's exciting. You know what else is exciting? I have a new match on Tinder. That's dope. Guys, it's the little things in life. Anyway, I did not meet Alex on Tinder though. I met Alex on the set of Geography Club. We met and we were just like instantly infatuated with each other, because the talent that this person possesses, oh my god. When I heard Alex Newell's voice, I was like, I didn't know that a human being can just radiate such sheer just bliss and talent. I mean, my god. Oh my god, the voice, but also the shining personality. Geography Club was a special movie. It was about a kid that, a gay man, growing up in high school. Cameron Dean Stewart plays him so brilliantly. And it's about this group of kids that are gay in school, but they don't want to come out, or they're trying to create a group, but they don't really know how to do it. And rather than do like an LGBT alliance, they do some type of geography club, they call it. And Geography Club is just that. It's a geography club, but it's where we go and we talk about being gay. And it's really, so for me to play a lesbian was so wonderful. It was such a great experience. And then getting to work with Allie and Alex and Andrew Caldwell and just Scott Bakula and just brilliant actors. I believe Anna Gasteyer was in it. So it was a movie that I actually think changed the course of my career, because I was finally being seen for playing other roles than Tracy. And I love Tracy more than anything in this world. But at the same time, I'm all about, expanding my horizons and seeing what else is out there. And Geography Club was out there. And when I tell you, when I went out there to California, I had the best time. It was a time of my life. And I remember just really being enlightened on that set, my eyes being very opened. And I was just very thankful for that project. So, to the brothers, the twins, Gary and your lovely brother, thank you for having me. Because all of these projects, you guys, we sometimes life can get crazy and we move from one project to another, and then all of a sudden you're like, wait a second, it's been a year, and where did the time go? And I find myself doing that now. Here we are in June, and I'm like, wait, it was just January. What happened? Where did the time go? But you find yourself trying to play catch up or trying, don't, just live in the now and live for tomorrow. And, I may have had a little moment the other day. I was feeling a little overwhelmed and a little hurt because somebody did something to me. Things happen, you guys. We all get, pooed on a little in life sometimes, but it's about how you pick yourself up. So this person didn't call me after something they should have called, and my heart was broken. But I picked up and I carried on. And you know what my term was? I may have, told my friends that I Elsa'd that shit and let it go. I did. I did. In life, if something is not, taking care of your soul or feeding your heart, or if you're not, on somebody's list of people to contact that day, especially when they say they care, it doesn't take much, guys. And so when I met Alex on Geography Club and our instant bond of just like, we were two artists just thriving. And so I never have to worry that Alex is not going to be there. He is. I know he is. And when you have friends like that in this business, it makes these situations that arise where people let you down, because that's what it was. It makes the people that have been there all along shine so much brighter. And you realize, I realize my friends like Amy and Gino, and you guys hear me talk about these people all the time because these truly are the people that I talk to all day long. That means something to me. It's Amy's birthday, so happy birthday, Amy. And guys, we only get one shot at life. Spend it with, have good people around you. Don't, that's why when I was out in California, I really love spending time with my Geography Club cast. And he, Alex is like, we're doing the same thing that I did with Colton. I said, just hop on. It's in the email and the link. I was watching this back yesterday, and I was like, well, yeah, there I am again. And now I find myself in the exact same situation with Alex. It's so funny every day because, I'm just like, okay, are we gonna have FaceTime today? Are aliens gonna land? Is a parade gonna go down the street? What's gonna come and mess up my sound? What's gonna come? It's amazing, but in life, you gotta roll. As one of my favorite movie quotes, rolling with the homies. You have to. You gotta just roll through life. Make sure you're prepared. Make sure you're ready to go. But at the same time, live in the moment. Get ready for tomorrow. Be present. Because when you are, that's when your eyes are open to so many more things. That's when things become more apparent. That's when you realize who you are and what you deserve. And I know what I deserve. I deserve a chat with my friend. So here we go.
Hi, gorgeousness.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm well. Let me just get us on gallery view because if I don't, Have you mastered the Zoom yet?
Yes.
Okay, I knew you would, if anybody. I was like, when Alex puts their mind to something, forget about it.
Oh my goodness. No, I've done so many Zoom calls this entire ordeal that I just know it in and out now.
I know, and are you on Cameo? Because Zoom is doing this really cool thing now. Have you heard about it?
Yeah, I have.
How fun is that?
That is super fun. That is really fun.
I mean, I kind of feel like anything could be asked in those Zooms, which is a little scary.
Truly.
Anything. I'm like, okay, is there a buffer? Is there somebody there to make? Nope.
No, we're just doing it.
Yes.
How are you? I haven't seen you in forever.
I'm good. I think the last time we saw each other was in California, I think.
Yeah,
When you were staying at, was it the casting director for Glee's house?
yeah,
When we did
yeah,
Geography Club.
yeah. I mean, he also just cast me in so the Extraordinary Playlist, which is super. It's like full circle.
Yes, congratulations. I've been watching. Oh my gosh.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. It is a labor of love. I will say that.
Well, I mean, and such great music, though. My God.
Yeah,
And I mean, you've been a part of a lot of projects with great music.
I try.
Isn't that the goal, though?
Yeah,
You know, I didn't realize how powerful the songs in Hairspray were until, what's going on right now. And can I just say that when my publicist sent me your version of I Know Where I've Been, that was it.
thank you, thank you, thank you.
Eyelashes came off. I was like, oh, no, no, no. I took them right off. I was like, I need to get ready right now. I need to cry. And I did. Oh my God, your voice.
Thank you. Thank you. No, that song, I have been singing it for quite literal ever. And it was when Mark asked me to sing it just for the AIDS walk without even like knowing everything else that was happening in the world before all of it
Sure.
happened. I was like, yeah, sure. I did it years ago for the AIDS walk, New York AIDS walk, San Francisco AIDS walk, LA AIDS walk. Like I've sung this song so many times. But then when I was filming it after everything has transpired, um, I couldn't get through it. It took me 3 days to like stand there and just sing it. Like I couldn't without like tearing up, bawling my eyes out. Or I put a full face on, started singing, couldn't get through it. Tried the next day, and I finally got through it. The message is just so clear. And the song was almost cut for the musical.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, you know that. So this is what happened. I I was with Mark and Scott. I went in actually after Latifah recorded it. And then I went in and recorded I Can Wait, but they said there's two, 11 o'clock hours. It's going to really slow everything down. I Know Where I've Been, and then I Can Wait. They were like, we have to take out I Can Wait. I was like, deal. Yes, of course. Are you kidding? Latifah brought it home,
Yeah.
and, you know, I can wait.
You're like, I can wait.
I can wait, please. Yep. I mean, it's, I believe that song has such a powerful message, but I think right now it's meaning something different to a lot of people.
Yeah,
Or it's
it's
having a resurgence.
it is. It's one of those songs that was written for a time, not knowing that it was needed at a time,
Yes.
which
Yes.
is a brilliant song. Like that's what a great song is, to be honest.
What's one of your favorite songs? What was one of your favorites growing up to just like have at it?
Um, there were so many. I mean, I grew up in a musical household where like listening to music was always just there. Like um, anything Luther, anything Whitney. I think anything Whitney. Like Whitney could come on. My mom always used to say that as a child musically, anytime I was crying or upset, she would turn on PBS or any show that had any music on it, and I would just sit there and watch it. Like it didn't matter what it was. Like I would sit there and just watch it. And I think having that kind of background and love for something and appreciation for everything, like I have with Whitney and I have for Luther and I have for Aretha and I have for Patty, I think that is it. I don't like saying I have like a favorite song because I just enjoy music so much.
Can I tell you my Spotify yesterday? I've been writing my book and I write to all different genres.
Yeah.
So yesterday my Spotify went from Chim Chimney, Chim Chimney from Mary Poppins to DMX.
Yeah.
Like I think and I'll just go on and like I'll put in a decade. That's my favorite thing to do on Spotify.
Same.
I'll put in like 2000s hip hop or like 70s or 80s and there we go and I just write.
Yeah, I love putting in decades of music, but same. I could go from listening to um, Les Mis or Miss Saigon and then listen to Megan the Stallion just as fast.
By the way, are you on TikTok?
I am on the TikTok. I am TikTok famous now. I don't
Yeah.
do the TikTok dancing. I don't do the dancing.
Well, I found myself doing this. And I was like, really, Nikki? It's come to this.
It has come to this. I mean,
But it's so fun.
the new social media, it's just like Vine, but not Vine anymore.
Yes, and you know what I started doing? Because, I just have to make things my own. I was like, well, you don't have to use somebody else's music to record. Well, let me just. So me and my crafty little self went on YouTube, pulled up a couple of tracks, and I went on there and people were like, is this really you singing? I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it's just so fun. And then I didn't even realize we're on there. People can get our songs.
Yeah.
Isn't that always strange?
It is. Oh my goodness. It's, my label really wanted me to get into TikTok. They're like, you have to be in a TikTok mindset. Everything has to be TikTokable. And I was just like, what does that even mean? What have we succumbed to? Not TikTokable.
Something ridiculous. So I've been very blessed when I started this show to get a couple of interns. They're communications majors. They're like, we want to help for the summer. Oh my God, and they've been the best ever.
I love that.
But now she just texted me, my assistant, Sam, sorry, I'm doing work. When do I need this by? You don't need it, Sam. I have Alex sitting right here in front of me. I have all the information I need, but thank you.
I'm obsessed.
So she said to me one day, I have somebody who wants to join our team. I said, who? She said, her name is Eva, and she's a dance major. She wants to teach you TikToks. So in my drive on my computer, I have like all the dances broken down.
I'm obsessed.
I'll send them to you. We
Please,
should do it.
I need to learn how to do the TikToks. All I really know is the whoa and dun 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 dun.
I have duetted Alfonso Ribeiro, Banks, Rebel Wilson, and Joey Fatone.
We love.
Growing up, those people always, Joey, for some reason, Joey was kind of very pivotal in my high school years. Like the Backstreet Boys, NSYNC. Who was, for you growing up, who was like a mentor or somebody that you really looked up to?
Billy Porter.
Yeah.
I mean, I've known him for years now, and even
Such a fan.
when we don't see each other or talk to each other, when we get back, it's just like real talk, heart to heart, all that good stuff. So, especially like growing up and having such a high voice and still having such a high voice and not knowing anybody else that was like me, and then discovering Billy and just being like, oh my God, he's just like me. So I think that is my mentor in a way.
That's amazing. And I think when you and this is what I personally had to figure out, that I am me, and I am not about to try. For a while, I played the industry's games. One song that I listen to nonstop is Hollywood Whore by MGK.
Yes.
And the lyrics, an ex of mine turned me onto it. That might have been the only good thing they did. Might have been the only time they turned me on too. And
Sure.
sometimes you just gotta toss them under the MTA.
Yeah.
But if you can't take the heat, get out of the kitchen. So, but when you have idols like this and you realize that you may be on a different journey or you may have a different aspect of your body or your career or your voice that make you stand out, when I chose to run with it,
Yeah.
everything, my mind became so clear.
Yeah. But you have to, I was talking about this last night, you have to make your own lane and be yourself and who you want to be, and everything else opens up. Like, it's not about trying to fit yourself into anybody's stereotype and box. Like, you can be remnants and reminded of somebody else or something else, but like, at the end of the day, you have to be yourself.
Well, I think that's one of my favorite parts of acting is we get to be ourselves, but at
Yeah.
the same time we get to play these different roles. Like the characters that you and I played in Geography Club were very different from us.
Yeah.
You know, I here I am. I was playing this like kind of ashamed person to an extent. She didn't want to come out of the closet. She was worried, but at the same time she was like super confident.
Yeah.
And so I felt that on a lot of levels. Whereas, you are so confident, but Ike was maybe a little more timid, would you say?
Well, yeah, I think at that time, I literally had just graduated from high school. Like, just
And
got,
just done Glee.
yes, like I literally had just booked Glee and I had just graduated from high school. So I was just like, this is a whole new world. I'm filming a movie. What's happening? And I think I had to grow from that shy and timidness, but it was something that was always there anyways to play Ike
Yeah.
because it was fresh. I think that's really what it was. The experience was just so fresh, and I was kind of being myself, but a heightened version of myself.
Yes. I remember walking on set, and this was one of my favorite things. I think you were there that day, but you saw the drastic transformation that they made with me every day.
Yes.
I went in, looking like Nikki, and I came out with Doc Martens, a leather jacket, flannels, cornrows, smoky eyes, and it was so fun. I remember walking on set, and I pulled up a chair. They said, "Here, you're gonna sit here for the scene, my first scene." And I hear Cameron Dean Stewart and Andrew, I think, one of the guys, yell, "Guys, where's Nikki?" I was like, "Over here."
I'm right here. Didn't notice,
Didn't
didn't
recognize.
recognize you. Yeah. That's the best part about acting. It's really the the process of hair, makeup, and wardrobe that really brings up. It's like putting a cherry on top of a sundae. It really is important. I really never really find that I'm in character until I'm in hair and makeup.
I agree. I could sit there with my lines and I'll get everything ready and all the go, and then all of a sudden, I'm like, the minute those lashes hit, I'm like,
Yeah,
oh yes, ma'am, hello.
we're in business, honey. As
It's amazing.
as soon as I'm like, when the wig is latched on and it's glued down, I've arrived.
And speaking of wigs, there's no shortage of wigs on Drag Race, and you were just on the new Celebrity Edition. Oh my God, how fun was that?
It was pretty stunning. I mean, it is a well-oiled machine over there. Like they mean business, and they have everything to their disposal. It is so much fun, and you get to just like I say, everybody should experience RuPaul's Drag Race in person because it is literally otherworldly, and you get to unabashedly be yourself the entire time.
Well, I've never gotten to be on it, but I've been asked to judge a couple times, but I've been working, so I never got to actually fly out and do it. But I've obviously had so many friends on the show, and I've
Yeah.
performed at DragCon a couple times, and that is just otherworldly.
Yes. I've never been to DragCon yet. I wanna, since I'm now a winner of RuPaul's Drag Race Celebrity,
Yes,
I want to be invited as the reigning celebrity queen.
Not only will you be invited, but I'm sure you will be like thrown a procession down one of the aisles that they so
The pink
brilliantly
carpet,
made.
darling. Pink carpet.
Last year I was there and I opened up DragCon in LA, and my booth, the number, I always get brilliant numbers when I check into hotels.
Yeah.
2 weeks before that, I was at the Austin Drag Fest. I check into the hotel. They go, here you go, room 420.
I'm dead.
Then I go to DragCon 2 weeks later. I go to pick up my pass, booth 911. I'm like 911. So I got on set and I got up there on set because my mind is always on set. I got on the stage and I said, well, for all your merch emergencies, come to 9.
Was that here in New York?
No, it was LA, but I did do New York DragCon as well.
I love. Where are you? You're in New York, right?
I am.
Lovely. I just got a new place up in Harlem, so.
Congratulations. My best friend Gino lives in Harlem with his husband. I'm like 180 something, I'm not sure.
Okay. I'm on 148, so it's a little ways from Midtown, but I love it. I don't have to see people.
Yeah, you know what? I have to agree. I took like I think it was God knows how much this Uber cost to go from MSG up there. But when I tell you, once I got up there, I was like, I don't, I don't want to go back to Midtown.
Yeah.
I love, I love the buildings too. And can I just say, his apartment, it's on a 4-story walk up. So yeah, not exactly the girl who played Tracy Turnblood's favorite place to walk up. I mean, really, I said to him, I said, you do realize that your best friend is, not exactly, Nancy Kerrigan over here, but
Listen, I I'm so lazy that my elevator door literally opens into my apartment. That's how like literally lazy I am because
Mark
I'm not walking in.
Shaman,
Just like in.
Open Sesame. Mark Shaman and Scott Whitman have a loft like that where it just opens up.
I, it, I just need that. I needed it, so I got it.
Nice. I love that.
Golly.
What's a dream project for you?
I want to. I really want to do a Broadway show from the ground up, like make a brand new one rather than doing a revival or mounting something that's already been done before, stepping into one. I think I'm really in that mindset now, especially like doing a television show from the ground up and doing the pilot and just kind of really seeing it to fruition.
Yeah. It's really cementing and originating that role.
Yeah. I mean, yes, when I did Once This Island, it was kind of a newer version of the show. It was quite literally the definition of a revival. But and yeah, but like I still will get compared to a Keisha Lewis who was phenomenal, who was the original Asaka, or Lilias White, who was the replacement Asaka. Um, so I think I just want to do something that's for me, especially if I like did Dreamgirls one day, I would be compared to Jennifer and other Jennifer and Amber and Lilius and all these other people, great, wonderful people that have done it. But I just want something that is my own.
I get that because I obviously play Tracy, no shocker there. Let me tell you something you don't know. But I played her and I found myself after playing Tracy feeling very blessed, but I really wanted to show my chops as an actress and I really wanted to originate some roles because it was a blessing to play a role that Ricky and Marissa had just nailed. But
Yeah.
I really look forward to taking on some new projects and maybe doing things that haven't been done. But at the same time, you know, I had an interview yesterday, and you know me, I am just a firecracker.
Yeah.
And I felt awful because this man said to me, he said, Well, there's apparently talk of a hairspray too, and if John Waters were to write it, would you ever want to be involved in any way?
And you said,
I was baffled, and I just said, "Well, did Tim Allen play the Santa Claus?"
I'm dead.
I'm like, I'm so sorry. I know that's so rude, but I was like, if Tim Allen played the Santa Claus, then I sure as heck want to play Tracy Turnblad. I said, sir, I want to play her every day for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
You know, so if you could do any of the shows or anything you've done, do them again, would you? And if it would be, what would it be?
Oh my God, I don't think I would do any of them again. I think, and I say this because if I were going to do it, I would want to do it completely different.
Yeah.
Like I take so many lessons from everything that I do, and everything is a life situation. Like everything is a life situation, and this is kind of getting the second season of Zoe. It's like going back to it and like doing it again, but differently.
Yeah.
And this
Takes
is
it to another level.
yeah. I mean, I would do Glee again, but like I wouldn't at the same time.
Well, it's finding that balance of, okay, this has been done and it's been done well, and
Yeah.
maybe we should leave it now. But then you're also like, well, what else could we do? you
What
know?
would we do? I mean, I think I could play Asaka for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
I
Um,
don't really think that I could. It is such in my DNA, and I did breathe a new life into that role, and I enjoyed doing it because it was me, essentially. I wholeheartedly put me in it, and I think I'd do it again. I think
but you put your whole heart into everything.
I do.
Even in those songs that we sang in Geography Club.
Still don't
My
remember
God.
any of them.
We were singing about Oxycontin.
Yeah, naproxen.
Yeah, because it's a rundown, you guys, of oh, my character finds her mother's pill bottles and she plays the guitar. Which, by the way, I said to them, "Would you like me to learn to play guitar
And they said
before
no.
I come out?" No, we'll put it in post. On a Wednesday, they said, "Your guitar teacher's in the trailer, and we're filming on Friday." What?
What? Come
First of
again?
all, have you seen these hands? Do you think they could go around the neck of a guitar?
It was that
I
it was.
felt like Tatiana, feel me with them hands. I was like, no.
I can't.
So, but I did, and then you and I went on to sing about it.
Yeah, yeah, we did. That was a oh my goodness. That was a great experience. That entire thing. I don't like. I had no ill. Nothing bad really happened.
Me either. It was a blast.
Yeah, like
And I
nothing.
was really glad that that story got told because I
Yeah,
feel like it happens more and more every day than people know about.
yeah, yeah. I mean, going back, I would do geography club again. Going
Yeah,
back
me
to
too.
what you said. Oh, and I would do it differently. I think um, I've learned newer things about an Ike that I didn't know then. And so I think I would apply them now. But like I said, everything happens for a reason this season.
Well, what happens is maturity sets in. I think as we're getting older, because it's inevitable. And let's face it, I'm like, I want to get older because the alternative, I don't want the alternative. Because if you don't get older,
Younger as the days get
you
shorter.
get shit. Um, but when I tell you that that movie really opened my eyes to a lot of things, and I'm really glad that it's been made. But at the same time, I feel like there are a lot of. I hope that the business is about to have a resurgence of
Yeah,
really quality projects. You know,
yeah,
I know I'm personally attached to one that very much is going to be dealing with a topic that is very prevalent in today's culture and climate.
Sure.
And, you know, it's actually about a wrongfully convicted African American man who is still in prison.
Yeah.
So
Which happens a lot to this day.
it's it's I was watching Ava on one of the red carpets, and when I saw her with, I believe it was the four or five gentlemen from her movie, and just seeing them and hearing the story, it just moved me. So I'm incredibly thrilled to be getting ready to do this movie and, hopefully shed some light and also prove to people that people can change
Yeah.
and that we all make mistakes. It should not be held against us forever, but at the same time, we must own up to them.
We have to hold ourselves accountable for something sometime, baby.
And if we don't, then we're just screwing ourselves.
Period. Poo.
Because if you walk through life saying, I'm right, I'm right, I'm right, then you're not learning anything. And if you're not learning,
You're not learning anything. You're also not listening to what people are saying to you. You can't be so closed-minded without it. Being closed-minded is such a detriment to who you are as a person. So, I mean, you might as well just like be open, honest with everyone and get it together.
well, honestly, I feel that if you don't want to see change in the world, right? You don't want to see human rights or any acceptance for any race, religion, sexuality, culture, then honey, you may as well join the cast of Castaway and just go
Listen, just go to your island and live alone, but we're not trying to sit in this this stupor or this thing that's so detrimental and like we want to progress. We want to be a species to keep going through life and get better and stronger and find new things and be cohabitable.
Yes, exactly. And it's like, also, what I tell people is, okay, we have future generations. Do you
Period.
want to set a good example for your children or your family? So you may, the world's never always going to agree on everything. But if we put our children as a priority, then at least our mind should be on the right track.
Yes.
Because, my God, you don't want rights for them. I don't understand how that really works.
I mean, I found myself not even working for me anymore. I'm like, I'm working for my children and my children's children and the legacy for them and hoping that they have a better world than what I grew up and I had.
Well, I always tell people I just want to leave the world in a little bit of a better place than I found it.
Period.
My grandmother always taught me you treat people the way you want to be treated. And it's never been more true.
Well, my grandmother taught me that as well. And the way that I treat a racist is how they treat me.
Yeah. Yes. Sometimes you just got to serve it back and serve it hot.
Yes.
Because sometimes people don't know. And, also, people also sometimes just want to see how far they can push you.
Exactly.
They're like, I notice right now you know, somebody slid into the DMs and asked me if I was in support of the movement. And I was like, okay. And, we answered it, and I was like, well, one word, hairspray. If you know me, you know. I mean, I dated an African American man for 8 years. So, hello. Um, anyway, but what I think what's happening right now is also people are really driving their messages across, which is amazing.
Yeah.
People are also trying to see how far they can push
Or
it.
they can push everything.
Like a little kid with a parent on a road trip. They're like, "Are we there yet? Are we there yet?"
It's flabbergasting. I mean, people want an inch and they take a whole mile.
Yes. And what I had to learn in this business, because when you play characters like you and I have played that are just loved and very loving, we can easily get taken advantage in
Of
such
course.
a business that can be so intense. Have you found that?
Yeah, I mean, even during quarantine now, they're like, Alex, will you sing? Will you sing? Will you sing? Will you sing? Sing this, do this, do that, do this, do that. And I'm just like, yo, just because we're not doing anything and nobody's at work doesn't mean that all I want to do is give up the voice the entire time. I said, I would like to leave quarantine with a voice left.
Yes, yes.
And then
There's
people,
a time and a place for everything.
yeah, but then people get so off put when I say no. Like, well, why? And I'm just like, no, you don't get to ask why I'm
Yeah.
saying no. You asked me a question and I gave you an answer.
Well, it cracked me up. One of my, I hate the word fans, but you know, this one person wrote to me one day, "Are you gonna go live tonight? Because I live for your lives and I love them." And I said, "You know what? I'm not. I'm actually a little headache. I'm gonna go lay down." And they were like, "Oh, okay. I guess that's fine." You guess it's fine. What do you mean
You
you guess?
there's
Let's
no,
not guess. Let's not. You know,
there's no guessing. I mean, I'm appreciative. We're always appreciative.
so appreciative. But my
But
gosh, we like naps.
yeah, but like at the end of the day, it's like, y'all, we're also human. When we don't feel like doing it, we don't.
Well, I know that I personally performed for, I was thrilled to perform for Chicago Pride and Long Island Pride. But at the same time, as artists and as performers, we have to make sure that we keep something for ourselves.
Yeah, you can give yourself, you can keep giving yourself and giving yourself and giving yourself. And I was saying this in an interview earlier today. It was, I'm giving so much of me since I've been 18 years old to being almost 28 now, and like just pouring it out, pouring it out, pouring it out. But then it wasn't coming back. And I was like, why isn't it coming back? It's like throwing myself into some void without it coming back. And so doing RuPaul's Drag Race was kind of like, here you are. This is what you deserve. This is everything. Go for it. It like replenished me. But yeah, as an artist, you need to take care of yourself here and here.
Yes. And I think also in today's world, you mentioned here, and we can go to the gym, we can run 10 miles a day, we can sweat it out. But if up here is not in check, then you're up shit's creek without a paddle.
If up here is not right, then I mean, there are people that up here is just gone. I can't tell you how many actors I've run into, and I'm just like, oh, you're not all there, honey. You couldn't be.
Yes. You have to sometimes, I always say, you gotta take things from where they come.
Yeah,
And, and you also, after a certain amount of years in our business, you do understand that certain things maybe have, you know, been out in the sun a little too long,
yeah,
maybe a couple of brain cells have been diminished.
it's gone.
But at the same time, what you realize is that they're, as I like to say, a seasoned piece of chicken, and they've been around. And that's what I call myself. And you get to learn something from people. And at the end of the day, if I've learned one thing, then it's been
Yeah,
something. But I have learned that yes, people will try their luck.
they will try their luck. If you give them an inch, they'll take a whole mile.
Yes, and what I've also found, dating in this business is a whole other, please. And I have found that sometimes when you play such inspirational like characters like you and I have, strong characters, we can maybe be a little too hot to handle.
Yeah, truly. I mean, I can't tell you how many dates I've been on where they're like, "You're very intimidating," and I'm just like, "Actually, I'm really not.
Right.
I'm being quiet. Oh, that's intimidating. You're not used to silence and someone listening to you."
Right. It's like if you talk, you're wrong. If you don't talk, you're wrong. You're like, what? It's sometimes I feel like these dates are business meetings, and sometimes you have to treat them as such because you're like, it's not going to go any further.
Yeah,
Here we go.
yeah. I
I don't
mean,
know what to call it.
in my heyday, when I was living in Los Angeles all those years ago,
Right.
it was like a business transaction.
Yes, it is.
Like I was like, "This is my portfolio to date me."
Right. You're like, here's all my information. I was like,
Oh, resume. Thank you so much for your consideration. I think.
it's unbelievable. I'm writing my book now, and I talk about the Tinder nightmares as, because people will be like, this can't be.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
like, it cannot be you. And I'm like, but it is.
I got into a full argument with someone once, and they were just like, "It's not you," and I was just like, "I don't have the wherewithal to prove to you that I'm me, so I'm just gonna ignore all of this."
Yeah. People are always, what I found, and this is what I was thinking about this morning. Because I think, and I get up in my mornings and I start writing and I'll buzz around the house. One thing really started to grind my gears.
Mm,
This person that I had been talking to, and I actually enjoyed talking to them. They were a nice person,
yeah.
adorable. Didn't call me for forever, and then FaceTimes me with their sister.
Blue?
What?
It just FaceTimes you out of the blue?
Out of the blue.
No.
I want you to meet my sister so I could prove to her that I know you. Who
Yeah.
am I? The Easter Bunny? I have to prove I'm real? Want me
To your
to have
sister.
a few jelly beans and eggs too? Like, it's
To
unbelievable.
your sister. To your sister.
To your sister. If your sister doesn't believe you, then that right there says that, my God.
I'll Snapchat date, honey. Just snap a picture. It'll go into the abyss. It's me. Great. Moving on.
Snapchat. Social media cracks me up because this is my method. This is how my brain rationalizes social media. Instagram, taken seriously.
Yeah.
Snapchat is kind of like the RC Cola of social media.
I'm
Like,
dead.
it's gonna quench your thirst. You're gonna get a few bubbles, but it's gonna go away.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's awful.
Oh my God.
I
Damn.
compare everything to like a
RC
snack.
Cola. I haven't had an RC Cola in so long, and now I want it.
I used to drink it when I used to skate as a kid. I used to figure skate. What was something you were really into as a kid?
I was a strange child. I was a really strange. I think and it's still followed me to this day. Cooking. My mom will never forget, and I also will never forget the first macaroni and cheese I ever made. I wasn't aware when I was that young that you had to drain the water off the noodles before you put it in the oven, and that you couldn't just use slices of cheese.
Oh God, this is good.
You just couldn't use slices of cheese. It was a soggy, wet, mess. And it was white, it was pale, there was no mac, there was no roni, it was just, and then I brought it to my mom, and I was just like, I did it. It's a wonder I didn't die because I really don't think I cooked enough for the eggs that was in it.
And the pride you feel, though.
Yeah, I was so proud of the mess that I made. It looked like gray slop.
I have always been into cooking.
Slop I have ever seen a day in my life, and I ate it.
Of course. Well, because we have a point to prove. When I was a kid, my grandfather, and I used to watch cooking shows because that was our jam. And then as I got older, I really got into them. But my uncle loved them. And Alex, I used to make this poor man. I used to make him soup in the microwave. I would just water and seasoning. And then I baked him bread in the microwave one day.
How?
I don't know. I just mixed flour, water, some stuff, and it was awful. I think I put an apple in it. It wasn't good. The sweet man that he was, he took a bite, and he put up with my nonsense. But he said to me, "Kid, don't stop singing."
Don't stop singing. Don't do that. But stop cooking.
Yeah. What's one of your favorites to cook?
Oh, I can't. fried chicken, macaroni and cheese. I think like now I know how to make a phenomenal uh, macaroni and cheese.
Well,
Like I'm so good at it. It it shocks me sometimes. But I also like I genuinely just like cooking. Like anything. Like I will make anything. Like last night I made a lasagna out of the blue because I was just like, well, I have the stuff to make lasagna, I might as well.
yeah.
And just threw it together and it was great. It's damn near gone.
Well, my favorite thing that I've perfected recently is my mom's chicken parm. I talk about it all the time. If I could have a last meal, that's what it would be. And it single-handedly, I think, won me my last relationship. And can I tell you, with the quarantine, this person called me back after I broke up with them, and they said to me, "Miss you, but I really miss the chicken parm."
Listen,
Well,
my
guess what, honey?
still talks about the paella I made him.
That
Years
chicken has been fried and eaten,
Listen,
and you ain't ever getting it again.
everything is gone. I'm not making anybody anything. This is so strange. I don't cook for anyone I'm dating for anymore because I'm just like, what's the point?
You know, I I made brownies for one of my exes because I'm that cheesy person. I like to leave little things around the house. I'll leave a note in your bag. That's just me.
Yeah.
And I wrote on the brownies, "I heart you."
Hmm.
I was called a quote cheesy motherfucker.
Oh my.
So you know what? In my book, this is what I write. Well, who's the motherfucker now?
Listen.
And that person never got brownies again, and they never got this cookie again.
They never got the cookie. Everybody read about the cake. What about the cookie?
No pastries.
You don't get a good. There's no
No.
goods for you.
You know, when you treat, why would you, when you go out of your way for people, and so this is what we're saying, just treat people the way you want to be treated.
Yes. Kind.
Kind, that's it. A little kindness goes a long way.
A hell of a long way.
And we're seeing that right now because as much tragedy that there is going on in the world, there are some things like your video that are coming out that are bringing some joy to people. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I will just say I thank you on behalf of the world because
Oh my goodness, you're too kind.
it
Thank
moved
you.
me. It did.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
And, I mean, I said to somebody, I said, I think I sing "You Can't Stop the Beat" more times than Mark Shaman and Scott Whitman ever intended it to be sung. I mean, but these Hairspray songs, they mean something, and I've
They
never
do. They
I've never been
really
so
do.
proud.
It's a phenomenal score. Even to this day, when it comes on, I will listen to it completely all the way through.
There are a few tracks in there. One of my favorites that never gets really talked about that much is "Cooties" by Amy Allen.
Yeah,
I just did a TikTok to it because how could I not?
I love that.
It all goes back to TikTok.
Listen, this is how messed up my mind is and how crazy I am. I don't know why, like, I want to play Velma Von Tussle for some odd reason. And I know racism is like,
No,
but like,
no.
I just love singing Baltimore Crabs.
Oh my gosh. Can I tell you, Michelle, though?
Yes.
Somebody said to me, if you could play any other role in Hairspray, what would it be? I said, I think I would like to play Velma because it's so different from Tracy.
Yeah.
So I could see that happening. And I did an interview yesterday with the person who asked me if I wanted to play Tracy again. And we were talking about how now Hairspray, the producers have made a rule that only Seaweed and Motormouth and Inez can be played of people of the African American race. And I was like, well, they said, how do you feel about that? I was like, it's right. I said, there is no reason under the sun why I should be playing an African American woman because I don't know their struggle.
Yeah.
No book that I read, no TV show is going to teach me the struggle. So therefore, I cannot attempt to even try and understand it. But
Yeah.
what I can do is I can support the people that are going to play the role.
Yeah. Truly. I mean, I did a watered down version of Hairspray years ago where there weren't people of color. I mean, there were me and the boy that was playing um, Seaweed. The girl playing Inez was Hispanic. The three Dynamites, one was Afro Latina, the other one was black, and the other one was black, I think. And that was it. Those were the six black people, well, five black people that we had in the entire show. Yeah,
And I mean, it's not exactly like Oklahoma, like it's a project with such a message of integration.
yeah,
So it makes sense. So I'm glad that finally things are starting to turn around in the musical world where the right people are going to be playing the right roles.
yeah. All I always say is there's so much hope that's in the air currently right now.
Yes. You have to have hope. You have to have faith, my nan used to say.
Yeah.
My dad is Jewish,
Mhm.
but he always said, I never had faith until I met your grandmother. And you have to. You have to find a reason every day to
Yeah,
get up and fight the good fight.
yeah. It's faith, hope, charity. Those are the things that we have to do to get through life, really, sometimes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I see you just shining like the Cartier diamond you are. And I thank you so much because you have inspired me. I went to the protest in my hometown, and I was never so proud to have been a part of Hairspray.
I love that. Thank you. Thank you.
No,
Thank you. Thank you.
don't thank me. This is what I told when I showed up because people were like, "You're here," and I was like, "Oh yeah." And this is what I said: in Hairspray, I walked the walk. I talked the talk. Now it's time to walk the walk. If
Yeah.
I can get paid to do it, I can most certainly do it with my friends for a future that I believe in.
Work. That's beautiful. That's
Well,
truly beautiful.
I believe in you, Alex Knoll.
Oh, stop it, darling. John, I have to go finish and start cooking dinner for tonight. I think I'm gonna go make a little. I'm feeling a Mexican motif tonight.
Ooh. Well, do me a favor. When all of this is over, can we please have a little dinner party?
Yes, please.
I'll
I
cook my
will.
chicken parm for you. You whatever. We'll swap. It'll be amazing.
I can't wait. I love you so
I love
much.
you more.
So good seeing you, darling.
Same here.
I'll text you. Mwah.
Bye. Gosh, I love Alex. Alex and I had the best time working on Geography Club together, and Alex has a clear vision of the career and the journey that they want to go on, and I think that's just incredibly brilliant. And my vision has never been so clear with this podcast and with my book. And I'm, for the first time in a very long time, you guys, I'm living very unapologetically. Like Alex touched on, sometimes in this business, you do things for others and you do things with others in mind. I can truly say for the first time I'm doing this for you guys, but I'm doing it for me. My career has always been for me. It's always fueled me, but this podcast does something different. It stimulates my mind and it really gets me going every day. And Alex Nolan, you get me going every day with that video. I mean, just thank you. Thank you for being who you are and for sharing your message with the future generations so that the future generations of my family can have a wonderful future life with the future generations of your family. As long as we get out there and spread our message right now, anything is possible. And I believe in that, and I believe in our world, and I believe that things can change. Alex Newell, I love you. Uh, Thank you. And I bid you all a wonderful afternoon, and see you all tomorrow. Stay well, everyone. Sending love and light all your way, always.